Welcome to this week's edition of Oregon Minute. Each week, OCA Media features a guest or community leader who shares information on topics important to you, our listeners and viewers. New weekly episodes are broadcast on our cable channels as well as on demand through our YouTube channel. Visit ocamedia.com for more information.
The Oregon Minute is brought to you with financial support from friends of OCA Media and viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to another episode of the Oregon Minute. I'm your host, Tom Kirchdoerfer. For this week's episode, we will be connecting with one of our community's highly valued organizations, the Oregon Senior Center. To discuss that, we've invited Ann Stone, Assistant Director of the Oregon Area Senior Center. Ann, welcome to the Oregon Minute.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
You know, Ann, not all of our listeners have had the opportunity to meet you. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at the Senior Center?
Sure. I am the Assistant Director at the Senior Center, and that includes a lot of different things that I do. Rachel, the director, kind of oversees the whole center, and I do the nuts and bolts day-to-day stuff. So I'm the volunteer coordinator, I do the programming, I do day-to-day running. I'm actually kind of like the IT director in the center because I'm the one people come to with computer questions. And I also teach Zuba Gold classes for fun.
A lot of different hats there.
Yes, definitely. It's what makes the job interesting.
You know, before I retired a number of years ago, I hadn't heard a lot about the Oregon Area Senior Center. Could you just fill us in on its mission and its purpose?
Sure. Well, first of all, nobody lives at the Oregon Senior Center. A lot of people think it's like an assisted living, but it's not. It's a community center, and it's a community center that's dedicated to people who are 60 and older. Doesn't mean that people younger than that can't come in, but that's what our focus is. So one of our purposes is to work hard to keep seniors happy, healthy in their homes. We do that by offering them meals if they need it, helping with Medicare, giving them rides to doctor appointments, entertainment so they can get out and do something fun that doesn't cost very much. We do movies, we have card games, lots of social activities, educational opportunities, and exercise classes. So the myriad of what you could do to give people things to keep them happy and healthy.
So how long has Oregon had a senior center? I know it's been there, at least 6 or 7 years that I've been around, but, I'm sure it was much longer than that.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, when everything shut down, we were planning our 40-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So we've been in business 42 years. It's not been in this location. Actually, I'm at home right now because we're closed due to the weather today, but the location that we're currently in, we haven't been there that long, but we've been there a number of years.
I watch a lot of the community channel of OCA Media, and I guess I see singers, musicians, storytellers, some information programs. How do these programs all tie into your mission of the Senior Center? So
education, just keeping their brains active, interested in things. Entertainment, it's again getting them out, socializing, having fun. Once people retire, a lot of the things that they normally do to keep them active and healthy they're not there anymore. So we sort of bridge that gap so they have a place to go for fun, which is important to people's mental health, and to keep their brains occupied as well as their body with the exercise and the health things that we do.
You mentioned Oregon, the head of Senior Center, you were getting ready to celebrate your 40th anniversary. Has the services changed a lot in those years?
Absolutely. When the Senior Center first opened, I think it was actually in a room at the Village Hall, and mostly all they did was serve meals, and they also had maybe some card groups. Not the variety of things that we do now. And what's changed even the last 10 years since I've been there, so I'm hitting my 10-year anniversary this year, is how much more we're focusing on health and wellness and exercise. That's just bloomed since I've been here.
Can you, yeah, as you mentioned the different programs, could you just kind of highlight some of the different programs to give us a flavor of, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of programs.
Right, sure. Like there are plenty of the groups, the card groups. We have Mahjong, we have Sheep's Head, we have Euchre, we have card parties. So that part of socialization was right there. We also have entertainment. We try to do one entertainment a month. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's just a silly bingo game that we've made up and do crazy. We do a holiday play every year for people. That's something the staff gets to be really stupid to do, and we act up kind of silly. So they get to see us at our worst, maybe, but they enjoy that. Um, and of course, like it's the exercise program. So we have the Zumba Gold, which is my baby. That's what I teach. But we also have Strong Women, which is a strength training exercise. We have yoga. We're going to be starting a balance class again, which is important to keep people so they from falling, and falling is a problem in Wisconsin. So the whole idea is to keep them from needing emergency services because we're keeping them healthier.
Sure. So is there any qualification to participate in these programs? I mean,
We really don't have an age requirement for most of our programs. We're focused on people 60 and older. Our meal program for home delivered meals, and this is on a donation basis, is through the county, that you have to be 60 and older to participate in. And also for our case management, where people get services like Medicare help. They also there may be a problem like elder abuse for them, and we can help them with that. There's all sorts of things that our case managers do, but we focus people 60 and older for that.
yeah. How do people find out about these programs? Is there some sort of sign up or a place where they can look for things?
We put out a monthly newsletter. We're on Facebook. We have a website that's a part of the Village website. So there are ways that people can get in touch with us. And the newsletters, our printed copies, they're available throughout places in the Village where people can pick them up.
Okay. So you mentioned COVID earlier and some of the challenges you faced. What were those challenges, and how have you dealt with them? Are things starting to open up again?
Yeah, so in the beginning, when we had to close down totally, we focused on having virtual programming, which we did pretty well with. And university helped us a lot with their Badger Talks, which are free talks by university people. And we scheduled a lot of those. We put some of our exercise programs were online. I've been doing, actually Zumba is now hybrid. It's both virtual and in-house, as is the Strong Women program. Yoga was online. We also established a conference call, so where we had programs that people could just call in and listen to music. I had song trivia. Rachel reads, where she read short stories. We just tried to be really creative in how we could keep people connected. But since we opened up last summer. We of course have the mask mandate going, but people are coming in, they're playing their games. We have also, one of the things I didn't mention, we have an adult day program where people who are either isolated in their homes or they have some dementia and their caregivers need a little break. So they come in and they spend we have open 3 days a week. And that's been going very, very strong. That's gone pretty much the entire time throughout the pandemic.
Okay. So what's the future for the senior center here in Oregon? Any plans, any thoughts about what's coming down the road?
Do you want my dream or reality?
Well, a
little bit of both.
A little bit. Let's start with reality and then talk about dreams.
Okay, so reality is right now we are in a retrofitted, very old grocery store. And it's a completely inadequate building for what we do. So the dream, well, the goal is to get a new building. The dream is to have a really nice new building with an attached community gym that has a walking track, so we can keep people moving all day long. Because that's one of the things that's been lacking in the village, is that there's just not enough gym space. So that would be more community-based, but that's the dream.
Sure. So one personal question for me. Will the senior center have a Bratfest this year?
Absolutely. I don't know whether it will be eat-in or whether it will be drive-up like it was last year, but yes, it's always the Friday before Mother's Day.
Okay.
In past years, we've gone Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure if we'll do that this year or not, but it'll be May 6th, which is the Friday before Mother's Day.
I'll be marking my calendar. Um, so I guess, how can the community support the senior center? How can we help you?
Just become more aware of what we do. Tell your friends, tell your relatives, the people who you think might benefit from some of our services. Encourage them to come see what we do. We're not just for people 90 and older. We have a lot of things for people of any age. And some of the exercise classes, we have 40 and 50-year-olds who come to those. Particularly those who are, wanting to get started, but are a little uncomfortable with the idea of going someplace to do exercise. It's an easy way to warm up to exercise, and then you can move on to maybe something a little bit more intense.
Sure. So, that pretty much summarizes the questions that I had planned today. So is there what is the key message you'd like to leave with our listeners for the Oregon area?
You might not be there now, but you're all going to age. 60 and older will come to you. So think about what you would consider, you would like to have once you've retired as sort of a community center, a place. What would you like for that to have for you? And then extrapolate from that and see if you can provide that for the seniors we have now.
I really appreciate you joining us today, Ann. The Oregon Senior Center has been a very important piece of what goes on here in Oregon, and I think it's doing a great work, and I really appreciate everything that you and all the staff of the Senior Center have been doing. So thanks a lot.
Well, and I do have to say, the community is very, very supportive of the Senior Center. We are extremely lucky in this community. When I look at what some of the other senior centers in Dane County and outside of, they have so little compared to what we have. We are extremely fortunate, and it's because the village has supported us all along. So thank you for that.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That wraps up another episode of the Oregon Minute. Tune in each week to hear from community leaders and organizations from the Oregon area. If you have comments or suggestions for episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Just contact us at ocamedia.com. Thanks for watching. You're watching OCA Media, your Oregon Community Access Station.